Okay, so I ran out of crying obsidian a lot faster than I thought I was going to in that build. Yeah. Alright, well, looks cool so far, right? Guys? Guys? Right? Give me crying obsidian, please. Alright, I've been trading with piglins for a long time, and I got 42 crying obsidian, so, you know, that'll get us a little bit of a start. I don't know. Let's just see how far we get. Here we go. Okay, so we definitely need a bartering system. That didn't get us far at all, but that's okay. Bartering system could be fun. So first things first is we're just gonna slab up an area around my portal here to make it a little bit safer. And this will give us a chance to hang out here without having to worry about mobs and ghasts. Ooh, don't mind if I do. So I've got this whole area slabbed out. It is now safe to be up here for the most part. There's still some tunnels nearby, but we've got some spots here where we can put our piglins. So we're gonna drop piglins in here, and if I'm doing this right, then when gold drops down, they should be able to, it'll like trigger a new thing, or rather when they pick it up. Redstone, dust, all along these. So basically the pressure plate, when something is sitting on it, will send a redstone signal, and that will depower these torches. And then when the piglin picks up the gold, it will cause a redstone signal to go through, shooting out a new piece of gold. And I think that'll work. Alright, come on. Look, the gold. You love the gold. Come get the gold. Another one. Yay. And in you go. Alright, and beautiful. Alright, just gotta get 3 more of these guys in here. So now that I've got all 4 piglins in their little cells, we can do some trading. I have been doing some trading, and you'll see here that we've got soul speed books, we've got boots, we've got all kinds of stuff, and I've kind of tried to sort it out into these different chests, which, you know, will be helpful. Don't care about that. So here's all just kind of miscellaneous junk that they spit out. Gravel could be useful if we want to make concrete or TNT. We'll still have to dig up the sand, but it'll get us a start. And we got a bunch more stuff coming here. Even leather, quartz, there's lots of semi-useful stuff that these put out. But the thing I really need right now is this, the crying obsidian. So one of the things that I ran into as I was using this, I was kind of going through my gold and put a bunch up in the droppers, and I noticed that a lot of the things that the piglins were giving me were they were landing on the pressure plates and disabling the system. And so even though I tried a bunch of different things, but the reality is that doesn't work. Like the items get lost, or they land on the pressure plates, and then the pressure plates are just sitting there not doing anything. So it took forever to go through gold. So the idea I have is, instead of doing what I have been doing, I instead want to take this out, and I am gonna put the dispensers directly above the piglins, which you would think wouldn't work because it's gonna drop right into the dropper, or right into the hopper. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a cobweb right above their heads. And so I think, I'm not positive, I've never seen anybody do this, so there may be a reason that nobody does this. But I think if I put a cobweb here, and then just get a clock going so that the gold ingots drop every so often, there should just be a gold ingot there waiting for him when he's ready for it. And even if whatever he tosses up gets stuck in the cobweb, it'll ultimately fall out of the cobweb and go down into the hopper. This seems like a ridiculously simple solution, to this problem. And the fact that I've never seen anybody do it makes me think maybe there's a reason. Like that this isn't a good... So I am super excited. This works perfectly. The gold gets stuck in the cobweb and then it drops down, and so I've built a sorting system back here, and everything is getting sorted beautifully, and then all the extra stuff went over here, and I just kind of started sorting it and organizing it a little bit, but it's working perfectly. This is exactly what I needed. So the gold here, we've got 2 stacks and 13 for each of the units. So I got a little thing here so I can disable my clock. So now this is just stuck. And I should be able to put 100 and, what is that, 128 plus 13, 141. So 141 ingots in each. And then we just flip this, we wait for the first iteration of the clock, and boom. Okay, so they're all just staring up at the gold right now. Give it a second, it's gonna put out the second one. And there it is. And I think it's slightly after the third one comes out that they will grab their first piece of gold. There they go. Okay, so they just all grabbed right before the third one. So the gold just makes its way slowly down. They toss up whatever they've got, and there it goes. We see the stuff go by. So that's fantastic. I think that is a beautiful solution, and incredibly simple. Like, there's nothing really to this. So yeah, I don't know why I haven't seen this before. Maybe somebody else has done it. Maybe it's an original idea. That would be kind of cool. So anyways, there's a really simple way to do a bartering system. And that's all well and good. But the truth is, that's not going to be nearly enough crying obsidian. Like, even if after all of this gold goes through, there's no way we're going to be even close to what we need. So I'm going to AFK here for a minute, and we'll see what we do get. So now that that is done, we have some resources for sure. So we did 141 times 4, whatever that is. Did discover that these guys open and close the doors, so that's totally not a safe way to AFK up here, which is good to know. So we got a stack and a half, and I guess there's the 41 up here for the, so we can grab those, and then all of this. So okay, a little over 2 stacks. It's almost exactly how many ingots of gold we put in, and we've got a ton of other stuff here. So this is cool. It's helpful. Why is he... Oh, right, you can't open chests around piglins. I forgot all about that. Okay, let's... Yeah. Alright, maybe I need to spawn-proof this area a little bit better. Okay, well. That's cool. We've got some stuff. We got a little bit of crying obsidian. Looks like basically it's 1 in 4. So for every 4 ingots that I put through the system, I got 1 crying obsidian. And I think I need about 100 stacks. So that's 400 stacks of gold ingots to get enough crying obsidian. It's gonna... wow, this is really backed up, isn't it? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, well, I think the reality is definitely need a overflow system here of some sort so that things can go get burned up in fire or something. Alright, well, we'll clean this up, but we need a gold farm. That's what we need. So, if you don't know, the first step to building an effective gold farm is getting above the nether ceiling, which normally I don't really worry about. It's no big deal. But to get above the nether ceiling, we're gonna throw an ender pearl here, and okay, we did it. We made it through. We're fine. And then we're gonna blow a hole right under my feet here. So on this block right here, we need to break through so that we can get back and forth. I did bring everything I need to build a portal just in case I can't get this to work. And then we can use the portal to get back and forth or something. I don't know. Regardless, let's blow up some bedrock. So the first step is to put a piston down right where you want to blow up. Okay, so now we've got that marked, which is good. And we put some obsidian down next to it. And the basic gist of this is you need 2 pieces of TNT to blow up, like 1 tick apart. So that's not where it goes. So I need to be able to place a piston when the top of this piston has been blown up, but the bottom has not, or something like that. I don't fully understand the dynamics of how this works, but we're gonna blow up TNT while we're right underneath it. And so with that in mind, and this being hardcore, just in case, I'm gonna go ahead and throw my chest plate on, because I really don't want to die. So we're gonna get that on, and we got full armor. None of it's blast protection, which hopefully is fine. I tried this like in another world. I've done this before. I've never had an issue, but you know, it's always better safe than sorry, right? So here we go. We're gonna blow this up, and I have to trigger that, go down here, and that's not what I wanted in my hand. Okay, we rebuilt it. I need to have a piston in my hand. I have to place a piston before this thing. Okay, so we go down, and we hold down right here, and okay, I think the fact that it's facing up is good. Yes! 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 All right, we did it. We now have a hole through the bedrock. There are people who could explain what just happened there much better than I can, but basically the piston glitches when it explodes and your other piston goes in, and because pistons can extend into other spaces, the game gets confused for a minute and it removes the block of bedrock. So that's great. We've got our wings back on because you know I'm gonna jump off something and kill myself by accident if I'm not wearing my wings. We can now get up and down, which means we can finally get started on our gold farm. And the first thing we need from a gold farm, or for a gold farm, is turtle eggs. This is such a kind of bizarre game mechanic, but zombies and zombified piglins like to smash turtle eggs. I don't know why. I don't understand what the thought process was there from the game devs, but if you can harvest turtle eggs, you can place them, and the zombies will come try to jump on them, and that will get you a way to lure your zombies into a trap. And so we're going to use that dynamic with this farm. Built it a bunch of times, so we're just going to harvest ourselves some eggs here, and we'll get building it. Get some magma. This is so satisfying. Also terrifying and hardcore. So all it takes is one little mistake and you're in the lava, which would be bad. All right. I have collected all of the resources. We've put them into some shulker boxes, and I've brought them up here to the nether ceiling. I will put the link to this farm in the description, so you can check it out if you want to see a tutorial on how to build it, or get the world download. It's a great farm. It's really pretty simple to build. The resource gathering is the hardest part. So we're going to start by building to the sky. Alright, so this is now all the way up to the build limit. You can't place any more scaffolding, meaning it goes all the way up to 256, which is the limit on the nether. And so if we fly up here, we'll see that this is now all the way up to the top. We're 128 blocks above the nether ceiling, and I'm going to just make this a little bit bigger so that I can land on it if I want to. And this is where we're going to be building from. So yeah, why don't we go ahead and just jump into a time lapse, and I'll get this thing done. And just like that, we have got ourselves a gold farm. So I've been AFKing up here for a while, and it's working. It's working well. So let's jump on down here, and we're going to see... You can just hear them all dying there. Alright, we've got... Oh! Looks like my item filter broke, but you can see we do have a lot of stuff. So I'm going to go through and see if I can't sort through all of this junk and get rid of the rotten flesh. That should all be just getting shot into the fire at the end. But, well, I'll get this all fixed, and we'll get the gold crafted up into ingots, and we'll see how we're doing. Alright, so after crafting up all of our gold nuggets into ingots, we've got just over 10 stacks of gold ingots, which, you know, is still a far cry from the 400 stacks that we need. But it's a great start. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to get the piglins bartering, and while that runs, I will go up and AFK the farm some more, and then I can come down every once in a while and get this restocked. And eventually it would be super cool to get the gold just flowing directly in. And if I do upgrade my world, I'm at 1.20.1 I think right now. If I go up to 0.4 or even 1.21, we could utilize auto crafting, and we could craft all of the nuggets into ingots and send them straight into the bartering farm, which seems like it would be an awesome idea. That would streamline everything. It would enable me to just chill up top, and it would generate items down below. So I think we probably will do that upgrade eventually, but for now, I'm just going to see if I can't mob-proof a couple of these little areas where mobs are spawning. What do I have in here? Oh, I got rails. That'll work. So if we do some rails here, that should stop anything from spawning. Everything else is redstone dust, so it should be fine. And then we can head up top and AFK and see how we do. Alright, so I've been AFK, and we've got a lot of obsidian. Crying obsidian. Regular obsidian doesn't really help us, but I'm just going to grab everything out of here except for one. And that was fantastic. I probably am going to have to make a few more trips down here, but you guys don't need to see all of that. We're just going to jump into a time lapse and see if we can't get this main structure of the base finally complete. Let's do it. Just like that, the main structure of my main base is done. I am so excited about how this came out. So the crying obsidian emits light, which means that all of this is mob proof. Like, no mobs can spawn anywhere in that giant dome. Oh. I think Enderman must have cleared out a block over here. I'm really, really tempted to install the Enderman anti-griefing mod from vanilla tweaks just so I don't have them pulling my build apart. See if we can't. Oh, there you go. Grab that. See if we can't fill this back in. And there. Yeah, much better. All right, that's better. Yay. Yeah, it's done. The base is done. The main part. I mean, it's like a half donut, right? So it's like chopped off in the middle, and there's going to be a floor with buildings, and it's going to be like the main base area up there is, you know, on that platform. So I'm super excited. We've got all of the main structure in place, and the crying obsidian, I mean, ouch, was like, that was a massive project to get all of that. So I am so pleased that we have all of that, and I really thought we might be able to get the ground done as well, but there's a ton of moss in the ground, and so I gotta get a moss farm going, and I have some ideas for that, so I'm gonna save that for next time. And for the time being, I mean, talk about good progress, right? Like, this is so cool. I'm so happy. I did see a little hole over here. Yeah, let's fix that. There. Cool. All right, so we've got our main base structure done. And I'm thinking in this area we might do a super smelter. Like, this is gonna have a roof, right? So it's gonna all be enclosed eventually. A super smelter in here could be really cool. If you have any other ideas of what to use the space for, let me know, because I probably have space for more than one thing.